Expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe. And today's show is being brought to you by the WCAP.
WCAP and WWNN.
Yes, it's like it's this giant merger.
This show brought to you by the letter W.
The letter W.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Brooklyn Cafe Show Live. It is the first Monday of May, 2022. Can you believe it?
2022. And I want to say hello to all our IG people.
Good morning, IG. Good morning to WWNN.
Hopefully we can be heard in our sister station up in Boston.
WCAP.
We have a few friends in Boston that are actually going to be calling in because we want to talk about everything business today.
Everything business.
Growth and going. I want to say good morning to Jody at WWNN. I never get a chance to do that. But of course, we must bring in
Mr. Radio.
The man, the myth, the legend.
You know, every time I say good morning, Mr. Radio, I think of Alana and Slick from April Fool's Day when they sat here as you and I.
Oh, that was funny.
And Alana says, good morning, Mr. Radio. So, good morning, Mr. Radio. How are you doing today?
Doing quite well on this first Monday in May.
It makes you laugh, right?
I know. I got to get him a shirt so he could wear when he does our show.
Mr. Radio?
Yes.
What
No,
would
not
Bree
Miss-
say on her shirt? Good morning, Mr. Radio.
You're going to say Mr. Radio?
Yes.
I was going to put Brooklyn Cafe, but I guess we could
Oh,
put...
we can say Brooklyn
No,
Cafe.
we could put Mr. Radio on
On the back is what I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I watched the Howard Stern show yesterday.
You did?
Yes. Anybody seen the Howard Stern show? Mr. Radio, have you seen the Howard
No.
Stern show?
Nope.
The movie?
No, have not seen it. It's a movie?
Howard Stern did a movie.
Yeah.
Nobody saw it?
No.
Oh, you got to be kidding. Wow.
How was the movie?
Wow. The movie, it brought back radio and trying to reinvent radio. Because he was with Don Imus, which is another legend, and they had a big fight and everything went sour and he won. He won. But I looked at some of the things that he does, and everybody tries to duplicate Howard, and there is no duplication.
You had a partner that tried that for a little while.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't redo something that somebody else made great. But you can you can put in some fun stuff, some different stuff. So I was watching some of the bits that he does, and they're called bits in the day as well. And I was laughing because half of those bits I remember growing up in New York.
Is Howard Stern older than you?
You know something? That's a good question. I think we're the same age.
So you grew up listening to him, though? So
Yeah.
he was, when he was young, starting as was he the first shock jock?
He was at that level. He was at that particular level. He was, and I remember listening to him. So he did this bit where I was sleeping. I woke up and I hear all these horns blowing throughout the city. And Howard asked, "If you're listening to me, I want you to blow your horn and hold it till I tell you to stop."
You telling everyone in Boston and Boca?
And so I'm thinking, we should have everybody blow their horns. For those of you listening to us in your car right now, blow your horn, so that the world knows that we are all together. Anyway, I thought it was kind of funny.
I actually watched Encanto this weekend.
Encanto of what?
The movie Encanto.
That movie,
You should watch it.
No, I ain't gonna watch it.
Because the synopsis that our crew gave on it, it is not quite accurate. It is much deeper than you actually think it is.
what do you mean deeper?
You'll see if you watch the movie. You can find it streaming. Okay. You'll see when you watch the movie, see what it is. So give us a call live at WWNN 888-565-1470. yesterday was your grandson's birthday, so happy birthday to Rowan. He is now, what, 4? How's that feel?
I guess he feels great.
Yeah, 4-year-old, a
I haven't seen
3-year-old,
him.
a soon-to-be 2-year-old.
I haven't seen him.
Growing family.
It's growing, and soon they'll have children of their own. That'll be a great-great-grandpa. Great-great-papa.
A lot of good stuff going on.
Now, I watched the Mets play last night. Can I ask everybody something?
I actually watched them playing Saturday night. I was out for dinner, and there was a huge, big screen TV, and I thought, wow.
That was a good game, but they lost.
Freddie's watching this game.
But last night, they played, and I'm watching on ESPN2.
Yeah.
So they had these two guys, A-Rod and this other K guy from the Yankee announcer, and they have a show called K-Rod. And I'm watching them interviewing people like what we're doing today as the game is going on. I know like that. I want to see the game. And they're like, oh, look, you got a hit. Anyway, and they talk to different people. So I'm sitting there, and I look at Linda, and she says, this is horrible. What are we watching? So I went to ESPN regular channel, and there's the game. For 2 innings, I watched this K-Rod. My goodness gracious, these guys have a show?
That's all I can tell you. I think we've got someone joining us from Boston at the moment.
Are they on?
Somebody's on, I was told.
Somebody on?
So we'll see who we
It's
got
not from
joining
Boston.
us first. Live from Boston.
We have Darren.
Darren is joining us. He's not in Boston, though.
No, he's not. But this portion of the show is brought to you by the Brooklyn Cafe Coffee and its roaster, the man, the myth, the legend that made all of this happen,
Let's see, maybe they can
was
find
Darren
it.
from Don Pablo Coffee.
All right, let's see what they find.
And is he on?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Look
Look at that.
at that hat. You're a cowboy. Are you in Chicago? Where are you?
I'm in Miami, where I live.
You live in Miami, but you go in a lot of different places.
Yeah, I'm originally from Boston area, Western Mass. So
Did you know that?
there's that. And yeah, we travel around quite a bit. But it's great to see you guys, Freddie and Don. It's been a long time.
It has been way too long. It is so great to see you. I have to tell you, everyone is loving this coffee, and that you did our own Brooklyn Cafe Show brand of coffee. And you should
Great.
only hear what they did, the organic Arabica beans. And they said it over. She's looking at me because it took her about an hour to pronounce Arabica.
I'm glad everybody loves it.
What's going on with Don Pablo? Where have you been?
we're
What are
doing
your
our-
latest places?
Yeah, we're doing our Don Pablo thing. I guess the most exciting thing is our whiskey-infused coffees. Bourbon-infused and Irish whiskey-infused, and Costco's buying it all over the world, really. Taiwan and Australia, UK, Sweden, Japan, and it's really delicious. I should send you some.
We're all in. Whiskey infused
I think I stole a box of your brandy.
of the bourbon
Of
infused.
the bourbon
We
infused.
have not tried the Irish
And we
one.
never opened it because I don't want anybody to open it.
It smells so good in the studio. All you have to do is open it and smell it. The aroma. Coffee smells good, but you add that to it.
I don't let anybody open it because there's certain things that should remain an icon.
People can get your regular coffee at Costco around the world, you said?
The bourbon infused, they're buying it around the world in Costco. But Amazon and DonPablo.com is where we sell most of our coffee, and Sam's Club.
And people are asking, where are the beans from?
Yeah, so we grow coffee ourselves in Colombia, but we have friends in a lot of different places like Honduras and Brazil and Guatemala and Indonesia, all over the world that grow coffee for us. And then we bring it in to Miami and we roast it to order. Everything we roast is to order, no matter how large the customer is or how small. So they order, we roast it, we ship it, and you get coffee that's incredibly fresh, which is very different than supermarket brands that can have been roasted months previously.
It's right, and that's the key to the fresh coffee. Freddie was telling everyone that we're now actually expanding and getting our coffee, our bags out, thanks to you and your company, to local diners and different vendor stores. I don't even know where you're meeting.
I'm
You've
going
got
tomorrow to a
5
lady that
stores.
has 12 different gas stations. And what's happening is that the bag that you design, people love the bags. So a lot of people, they want to buy the bags to take them home, and they may want the coffee, they may not, but they love the whole thing that you did with this, which is freaking amazing. So we said, let's give them what they want. So We're going out tomorrow, and we have these little shelves that we bought into as well. We're putting it out there and just try to sell as much coffee as we can.
I
Yeah, I'm
can't
glad
believe
you
you
like the bags.
the bags.
I
are
just want to
great.
say that the thing is that, there's 4 companies that control 95% of the global at-home coffee. And these are the brands that we know. Like Smuckers, for instance, they own Dunkin' Donuts, Pilon and Bustelo, and Folgers. So it's a small group of companies that control all of the coffee that you know and see. So it's very difficult to get people off of brands they've been using for decades. So as soon as they break into that beautiful bag and they start drinking that coffee, they're going to discover something new and different and amazing. Deep, rich, full body, very chocolatey, very smooth, very clean finish. It's the difference between like a pink slime hamburger and filet mignon. So that's what people got to start realizing once they get into those bags, and they'll never go back.
Because you roast it to order. They're not sitting
Well,
on the
specialty
shelves.
grade beans, too. Specialty grade coffee. Like the big companies, they're using defects and low grown and Robusta coffee. This is like 1% of all the coffee that's grown in the world is specialty grade, and there's no defects, and they're very dense beans. So when you roast them, they retain their flavor. And it's got this profound depth of flavor, and it's rich, and it's really chocolatey. It's a whole different experience.
He loves what he does. How did you get into mixing the whiskey infused coffee idea?
Well, you remember the Reese's peanut butter cup commercial where a guy was going around the corner and he had a jar of peanut butter and the other guy had some chocolate, and they banged into each other and they said, "Hey, look, you got your chocolate and my peanut butter." And the guy said, "You got your peanut butter and my chocolate." And they tried it and it was delicious. So we love coffee, we love bourbon, and one day we didn't know if we were coming up or down, and we happened to mix the two, and voila, the rest is history.
We have somebody who's going to be on this show today that has a rum, but it doesn't taste like rum. And I want to send you a bottle so you can taste it. And then we have another lady, the only woman distiller in Florida, who has Capistara,
Vodka.
which is a vodka, but it has a flavor to it. And people drink it with your coffee. This is the crazy thing. People mix the Capistara or the Gubba with your coffee. So I'm going to send you
People.
one.
Darren, it's not people. People come in and they say to Freddie, "May I have a cup of coffee?" And he says, "Of course." And then he mixes it just
No,
like you do.
only the first time, Darren. Darren, only the first time. Then they go, "Can I get that special
Freddie's coffee.
That special yeah, Freddie's coffee. I mean, I got to bag it somehow, right? So they come in
I love
asking
it.
for it now.
Yes.
Simple.
Get them drunk.
But you're also so great in supporting small business. When we first met you, we were a very small business. And you were so kind. You actually not only did you create these bags for us and send us, I don't even know how many cases, the most amazing coffee cart that now sits in our lobby that highlights all of the coffee. So you have been such an integral part of who we are in our coffee brand. We can't thank you enough from the bottom of our hearts. And you're always reachable. And we can email you, we can text you. Angel, everyone at Burke Brands is so unbelievably consumer friendly.
Thank you so much. I mean, that means a lot to us, and it's absolutely our pleasure. And whatever we can do for you, just let us know.
What is it about supporting small business in our country and abroad that you like so much about?
I mean, I know how hard it was to grow our company to this point, and people came along the way to help us, and it was an incredible blessing when they did it, and the help was badly needed, and those people remain friends to this day, and I want to do whatever I can do to give back to help people grow their companies, and it's a win-win, and I don't know, it just makes you feel good.
Well, we thank you so much. And are you really from Massachusetts?
Yes.
How do you like that coincidence?
That's a coincidence.
Ever heard of WCAP?
Yes.
Well, you're on the live there now.
Oh, that's awesome. Shout out to my peeps on WCAP.
You're live on WCAP and live on WWNN and all over everywhere else we are.
That's right. We got all sorts of people listening today to the show because they wanted to see what we were tuning into and turning on as well. A lot of my friends are asking me about the commercial that we play every day, where they run out of gas.
Yes.
And they want to know if Darren needs a little bit of gas because they run out of gas and they're drinking coffee.
Ask my wife. I got plenty of gas. She'll tell you.
How do people order directly from your website or local stores to find Don Pablo?
Yeah, we are doing really well on our website. So I'm directing people to the website more than anything now. The coffee's fresher rather than Amazon. It sits there. Not that Amazon's bad; it's great, but I recommend the website. It's donpablocoffee.com. donpablocoffee.com. And you order, we roast, we package, and we ship out the next day or the day after. And it's a fresh coffee experience that you can't get anyplace else.
And I think we've got a few more cases coming tomorrow, I believe.
Yes, we have grounded, you have bean, you have whatever it is that you need. You talk to the people there, and they're very nice and they're creative. They've been a big help to us. We had, was it Angel that
Yes,
came
she
in
was
here?
great.
And she had a ball in here. She was taking pictures and everything else. The last time I saw you was 2.5 years ago, I think.
It's been a while. Time flies. You had the whole pandemic thing too to make things easier, right?
Right.
Yep. So we would love to see you again soon. Either come up here or we're going to head down to your beautiful place.
Yeah, I mean, if you come down, that'll be easier for me. But I'll go up as soon as I can too. Matter of fact, I'll be up in West Palm Wednesday. I don't know what you're doing that afternoon. If you want to pop in.
Always have a pop in. We're doing actually a Mother's Day show. So, moms love coffee. So that would be awesome.
I have a mother.
There you go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate your time. Darren Burke, Don Pablo Coffees, truly spectacular in business and terrific coffee. Thanks, Darren. Happy Monday.
Thanks so
Thank you,
much.
buddy.
All right, take care now.
Bye-bye.
See that?
Bye-bye.
That was awesome.
And he's from Massachusetts.
Perfect. Let's take a commercial. Joining us, and of course, Steve Gubb. We don't know where he is, but he is somewhere floating around Boston. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Brooklyn Cafe Show, live on the radio. Call us if you want to talk. Conversation getting hot. Wave a wand, ring a bell, brewing up that coffee smell. Now it's time to meet your host. Don and Freddie do the most.
They do the most.
Do the most. Do the most.
Do the most.
Do the most. Do the most.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sipping on a coffee early in the morning.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Brooklyn Cafe TV show. Whether you enjoy watching in the mornings or afternoons, you can now watch with your favorite merchandise. Choose from the Brooklyn Cafe t-shirts, ranging from sizes small to 3XL. Colors available include black, dark heather, and navy. Feeling chilly? Just check out our latest hoodie with over 9 colors to choose from. Sip on some Brooklyn Cafe coffee with Don and Freddie in a matching mug as seen on set. Brooklyn hats and special seasonal items are always popping up and available upon request. To purchase, you can visit our online store at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy shopping!
Cool, calm, collected. Needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit gubbarum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba Rum. 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Hi, I'm Dr. Hilary Taylor at drthc.net. I have my doctorate in clinical psychology and now practice as a certified life coach. At Dr. Taylor's Holistic Community, we will work together using a holistic approach to improve and maintain your wellness and take the first steps towards creating the life that you want, need, and deserve. Call me today at 1-833-552-4442 and remember drthc.net.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
This portion of today's show is brought to you by the Brooklyn Cafe Show Coffee, made with organic Arabica beans.
Welcome back. And our next section, we're going to have Mr. Joe from BioLife. Now, I wanted to talk real quick to catch people up. Joe from BioLife hired us to do a deal down at Trump International, which was a unbelievable place.
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievably, oh my gosh, productive, cold, great to get back out in the world to see everybody. A whole lot of greats.
And it was the first thing that we've done on the outside.
In 2 years.
In 2 years. And Joe is pretty good. He had to try to keep up with you, which I told him ain't gonna happen.
Oh my gosh, it was unbelievable. And do you know that people are now calling me? And here's the crazy thing, because I am so authentic in what I talk about being in my mid-50s and going through all the things that we go through in our 50s as women, that people call me and they say, so can you talk to me about the bioidentical hormones? And from all of the interviews I was so blessed to do, I learned so much more than just even going to the doctor and just what doctors say and what girlfriends say and the rumors of all the things that are going on with hormone replacement, not just for menopause and not just for men and ED, but just for overall good health. People are actually calling me and asking me.
So let me get this right. Men ask you about ED?
Men don't, women ask me.
Or women ask you about their ED?
No, women ask me about bioidenticals and hormone replacement.
Oh.
It's kind of cool. And you would think I was the poster child to actually feeling good.
Why are they asking you again?
Because they don't watch what we do. They didn't watch our full 6 hours of interviews. But I learned a lot.
There is a lot, but they covered everything from prescription to pharmacies to bio. Everything was in there. Everything, including men organs.
Yeah, we got kicked off on IG1 for that. But let's bring Joe over, see where he is in Boston.
And
Good morning to you.
I can't hear you, Joe.
Let's see, maybe you can click his audio on and see.
Click your audio on.
Boston BioLife. It was a great event, and actually I heard there was an anti-aging conference last week.
No, keep it the other way, but you should be able, can you hear us?
He froze. I think he's going to log back in.
Log back in, Joe.
the AAMG meeting, and then there's another one coming up in June.
Yes.
Another anti-aging conference that's happening. But this is the hot button right now that's going on. And did you realize that a lot of these bioidenticals, because they're bioidenticals, they're made for the individual.
Right.
They're made in compounding pharmacies. So your physician looks at your hormone levels. They say, all right, you need a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a lot of this. And they send it to these compounding pharmacies around the country.
Right.
And the compounding pharmacists, they put it together for you in the best way that your physician feels, whether it be skin, sublingual, a pellet in your bottom, whatever it is. They are trying to pass legislation not allowing these compounding pharmacies to exist anymore.
I don't understand why.
And that's what's going on. And people don't realize what
fact-
they're doing is because it's like sliding under the table. Because why? Because who's making the money? Not big pharma.
Big money.
Not big pharma, but actually people are feeling better based on what they need.
You know, what I learned about this is that they want, he's on? All right, just bring him back. Is that they're using this for younger kids in the millennial age and stuff because like what happened to me, I was ruined at my age, and I was their age when they ruined me, and then I grew up with all these problems. So
They're using bioidenticals early?
yeah, that's what I read. Anyway, if Joe's on, just bring him back. Joe, you there? Talk to me, Joe. Joe?
We don't hear him.
We don't hear him.
Are you muted, Joe? Joe. Turn your
audio
audio up.
up so that we can hear you, Mr. Joe. No, I cannot hear him.
Nope. All right, we'll try it again. Maybe I will give...
Just give him a different code. Joe, we're going to send you another code to see if we can bring you back.
Okay.
Because for some reason we're not hearing you. It probably defaulted to something else.
Okay. He's talking, but we don't hear him.
I know we don't hear him. Maybe he calls in.
All right. We'll give him a different code.
We'll give him a different code.
I gave Steve the 505, so you can give Joe one of the other ones.
And it's interesting because now they're looking to stop some of the problems that are occurring with younger kids. You know, tetracycline did me in, did my intestines in, and created all sorts of problems. And they used to treat acne with tetracycline.
Absolutely. There's a lot of things. It's interesting. I was talking to my parents last night, and my dad said between he and my mom, he knows they're over-medicated. They are on 25 prescriptions a month.
And your father's a doctor. 25. You remind me of my mother.
They told my dad said they fill 25 prescriptions a month between the two of them. And he knows they're over-medicated, but here's the thing. There's no one quarterbacking, as we say here, their medications. So you go to the cardiologist, they give you this. The internist gives you something else. If you can't sleep, someone gives you something else. The ENT gives you something else. They never say stop it. They never say don't take if. And if you go to multiple pharmacies, the pharmacists fill them because none of them are narcotics, right? So nothing is labeled do not take with. So you're on all these medications, and what happens? One causes a side effect, so they give you something else, and someone gives you something else, to the point is you don't know what to take and what not to take.
It's funny, when I went to the pharmacy, my mother, I went to the pharmacist at, I think it was one of the pharmacies, and the pharmacist looked at everything she was taking. He says, you can't do this. And he refused to fill the prescription. And they ended up calling the doctor and saying, why are you giving these prescriptions? They can kill you together. And he said to her, I told her this, and somebody else must have told her the other thing. So you're right, you need somebody to quarterback, because what you don't know can hurt you a whole lot more than what you know.
This is kind of complicated to do, but I can't do both and do this and send new codes. So I'm going to need some assistance here.
Okay. What do you need?
I'm going to need to take a commercial break, I think, because I cannot do three things at once, as talented as I might be. So let's take a quick commercial break. Let's see if we can get Joe Krieger back on the line. Give us a call live at WWNN 888-565-1470. Say hi to Mr. Radio. Let's find out how everybody's weekend was. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Right back.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Lady Ashley and this is my husband, Big John.
The muscle behind the hustle.
We are the creators of this very unique party planning business, Lady Ashley Party Planning. We are known for all the details. We specialize in gorgeous balloon decor, floral displays, and handle all of your party planning needs from A to Z.
Please feel free to visit our website at ladyashleypartyplanning.com. Our email is abpartyplanning@yahoo.com, and our phone number is 561-542-2296.
Welcome to Sunshine Senior Solutions, a trusted medical supply company that puts patients first, offering quality home medical equipment and supplies. Sunshine Senior Solutions is here to help simplify the lives of patients, caregivers, and their families. From canes and crutches to diabetic glucose monitors, your health, safety, and comfort is our #1 priority. Call or visit our website, Sunshine Senior Solutions, bringing the heart back to healthcare.
Amy Reshevsky can help you choose the right piece that will add some magic to your space. Amy Reshevsky has a wide range of art, from abstracts to mosaic tapestries, and she paints on different surfaces, such as reverse painting on glass, tables, wall hangings, and sculptures. Her work can be ordered online at amyreshevsky.com, or you can come in and see it in real time at the Brooklyn Cafe Art Gallery. She also does commission work, so if you have an idea in mind, she can make it a reality. She invites you to reach out to her at Facebook or at email at amyreshevsky@gmail.com. That's amyreshevsky@gmail.com. Have an artful day.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Have you been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or through the negligence of another? The lawyers at Shane M. Farnsworth, PA have over 40 years of combined experience representing injured individuals and their families. Call us today at 561-272-8337 for a free case evaluation and the answers to your legal questions. Were you injured in an accident that wasn't your fault? Don't let the insurance companies take advantage of you. Contact us now to learn about your options and to protect your rights.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. All right, let's bring Joe over to see
try
if
this again.
Joe's working. Mr. Joe. How you doing, Joe? He's not working.
He's not working.
All right, Joe, I sent you a number. Call the radio station. We'll talk to you on the phone.
All right.
It could be not enough Wi-Fi. Call the radio station.
Go ahead.
Oh, there you go.
What'd you do?
Hey, can you hear me?
Talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, this is Joseph Krieger. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. How you doing?
Okay. Is it an echo? This is the technology equivalent of suspenders and a belt, because I'm calling in on my phone and I'm using my phone to try to communicate with you. But it's nice to see you.
It's good to see you as well. How's Boston?
Boston is just emerging into spring, so it's nice. We've had a cold April, cool anyway. It's great for growing. It's been sunny and rainy and kind of cool, so it's a great time of year. It could be a little warmer though.
Fantastic.
Well, it's coming in. Boston BioLife is located where in Boston, Joe?
Well, Boston BioLife is, our headquarters are technically in Cambridge, which, as you know, is the epicenter of the life science universe and really was the beginning for the company to try to bring the new innovations and technology that we take for granted in Boston, because we have so many academic research institutions and so many medical device companies, and so many things have happened here. But really, we wanted to be able to bridge the gap between the scientist and the patient. So the stuff we were talking about in what we did at the Trump Doral, where we actually participated in a longevity meeting, and we interviewed some of the key opinion leaders as well as innovators that helped make this possible, because translating science into medicine takes scientists, technology providers, healthcare providers, and ultimately the patient to bring that to be something that can be used in everyday life.
What's happening as far as the events that you have in Florida coming up?
Well, you know, we've been running our own events for the last 6 years, but recently we've been kind of taking a different approach in helping other organizations that have like-minded missions and try to help them promote their events more. So there's actually quite a few things happening in South Florida. Is outside of Boston, I think it's probably the most active area in terms of new and emerging things that are happening in healthcare. So you have the age management meeting we just had. Last weekend was A4M, which is the biggest, it's kind of like the Super Bowl of anti-aging. And there's a lot of things here. And that was at the, in Hollywood at the Diplomat. Coming up in June is the Total Orthopedic and Biologic Institute's annual meeting, which is going to be really the world's leading authorities on orthobiologics, which is orthopedic applications for stem cells and regenerative medicine. And then also in June is the American Academy of Stem Cell Physicians. So there's something we could possibly do with those guys like we did with the age management people. And they'll be talking about neurogenesis, they call it, is really the applications of stem cell therapy for neurological disorders, which is an area that's very close to me because that's how I started the company, looking at personalized neuroscience, the chemistry of the mind. What happens to us as we age and we lose our mind, it's really all because the chemistry of the body shifts. And everything, Don, you were talking about earlier, and Freddie, about hormone replacement therapy, and it's really the Wild West of medicine, but it's not too hard to get a hold of if you're a patient, because all of us have our own need to be our own healthcare provider and to help ourselves learn to be healthier. I think COVID brought a lot of that to bear, where we learned about the immune system and antibodies and things that we never really thought about before, but because it became so important, everybody became more educated. Plus, we can become more educated now because there's so many new things to learn and interesting ways to learn them.
And you carry this program and this platform for people to put their word on it all over the country, right? I mean, Florida is one area, but you're all over the country, because I know you have other gigs where this platform is taking off. More and more people are talking about it, correct?
Yeah, there's definitely a homogenation of what's happening in the direct-to-consumer world, things like supplements and diet, weight loss. You see them all over. You know, nutrition has become a very positive influence in people's lives, but you also have very detailed academic research organizations, and a lot of these organizations, they're all coming together, and patients are starting to wonder what's happening with, you know, like when we had COVID, we had a monoclonal antibody therapy. We looked at the immune system. We looked at nanoparticles with nucleic acids in them, with the mRNA, and how does that work? And we also looked at the ability to deploy healthcare on a massive scale quickly, right? That was really the takeaway for me, was new innovations came out fast. You know, whether it was Operation Warp Speed or whatever you called it, but the ability for the viral manufacturing community to work directly with healthcare providers and to implement all these things, masks, hand washing, social distancing, good, bad, or indifferent, no matter where you fall on the spectrum. We learned a ton about personalized precision health, and also our ability to implement new strategies like health and wellness. And a lot of the obvious things I think were missed, but people are more aware of them now, like diet, exercise, nutrition, and things like peptides and hormones that you learn there. All of this is within range, whether it's ED or hair loss or what the driver is. We want to look good and feel good as we age. And that's what they call longevity medicine, longevity science. But it's a really cool time to be alive if you can really look at what's possible out there, and the ability for people to learn quickly and to implement quickly new things that can make a difference in their lives.
And
But
what's
yes,
so
it's
cool
coming
about
at
it,
us.
Joe, is that when it works quickly. Because since we had that event and I found a great provider, it's been, 3 weeks? So I went and had my hair done this weekend. And my hairdresser, she said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Your hair is so," it was hours. It's so thick. I haven't seen your hair like this in so long. So she was another one. She said, "I was told I should start on bioidenticals before I hit menopause because it can help me not go through everything that everyone tells me is so bad." So it's amazing when you find the right provider. And what I learned from that event was finding the right provider, how to find the right provider. And it doesn't mean you give up on yourself. You have to keep finding and asking the right questions. And that's why I love hosting the events with you so much. It's because you learn the right questions to ask and you learn what to look for.
And that's really strange. You learn the right question to ask.
When you're the patient.
No, I understand that. This is why I love what Joe does.
Right.
Because
But
it brings
that's
to
an
mind
important
questions.
point. That's an important point because I think one of the things that I'm trying to break through on is everybody has this opinion that they're not qualified or capable or scientifically smart enough to understand their own health care. And I say that's not true because we're engineers and scientists and radio producers and astronauts and computer programmers and car mechanics. And we can't figure out our own health and wellness, our own nutritional needs. We know that epigenetically we change, and our biology has never been stressed like it has been in the last 50 to 100 years. Look at the distance that's gone by. When we talk about, World War II, that was 1942. That was forever ago. That was 80 years ago. You know, look at electricity. It's been around since the late 1800s. Look at what's happening look at plastics. And Fred, you were talking about, men's hormones. And we know that there's a plasticization, there's a plastic influence in our culture. Everything is petroleum-based. Everything is, and we've had 100 years of it. We've had 2 generations come through this. That's why you see the feminization of men. You see 30-year-olds with sub-300 hormone levels. And it's hard to know this because you can't test. But now you can test. And people are learning what tests to look for. And just like you had your good result with your hair, that's all driven by certain characteristics within your biology.
Freddie, imagine what it could do for you.
I got no hair. Freddie got no hair. But you know something?
So we all have the ability to be our own health care plan provider. We all need to take
We interviewed a guy about that too.
Yeah, but there's a certain point where you pass the threshold. That's okay. I want to know what you can do for millennials and so that they don't find themselves like I found myself. I listened to a doctor. I took that tetracycline and destroyed my intestines. Now I'm a diabetic and I have issues. And I know I have issues. I just want the science to be right, young, middle, and old, so that we can all live a better life. And that's really what we're all about. I mean, we're in the greatest country in the world. We should be able to do that. Correct, Joe?
Yeah, we can do that. And the question falls down to breaking the paradigms. We go to primary care thinking that's an end-all, be-all panacea of health and wellness. They do very fundamental tests. They don't look for biomarkers for diseases. They don't look for allergies. They don't look for pathogens. They don't look for things unless you ask them to. And if you say, hey, can you look at my hormone levels? I feel a little sluggish, right? Which is probably the root cause of like 90% of your problems, is that your testosterone is so low, a lot of other things fall apart. Your immune health is compromised, and then a lot of your immune system, and it manifests in ED and hair loss and fatigue and chronic fatigue. And you have these long malingering syndromes. Primary care is not going to pick them up. We know pharma will give you a drug for it and a drug to fix the drug.
Joe, what's your website so people can get more information on all the events that you have and the seminars that you host online?
So bostonbiolife.com is our website. But one of the most informative things a patient could do is go to our webinars and look at the hundreds of topics that we have. They're free. They're going to be a little over your head, but give yourself some credit. You passed high school biology. It's not harder than this. If you've read a Scientific American, you can get it. Just go to the abstract, the introduction, and the conclusion and see if there's a correlation, and you'll be surprised on what you can pick up on your own. And then when you go to your doctor, you say, I want to try this. I'd like to have my gut health looked at. Why do I have no energy? How can I lose weight? Because the truth of the matter is, we've reacted to our environment that affects our biology. It's not our fault. We think it's willpower. We think it's this, but a lot of it has to do with what we're up against, and you can shift that paradigm.
A lot more. Joe,
That's
thank
the
you
goal.
so much for joining us. We hope we're going to see you soon.
Thank you very much. As always, I enjoy my time and learning with you all as well.
Have a great
day.
morning.
See
Happy
you soon,
Monday.
Joe. I got to tell you.
Thanks, Freddie.
It's true. I was afraid to start on them because I thought I would gain weight and I would
But not
look like a
everybody's
guy.
gonna want to participate in this.
But
thing.
I'm actually able to get into better shape. I have more energy during the day. My hair is thicker only where it should be, and it's not like weird that all these myths that you hear that you grow hair in weird places. It's
Yeah.
just finding the
That-
right.
Past that already.
It's finding the right doctors. All I can
What
say.
happened? Well, we have Gubba on. Because we already took a commercial bank. Let's just bring Gubba over.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, let's bring Gubba over. Today is Free Comic Book Day, everyone. 888-565-1470. A lot of busy things going on.
I
You worked
wanted to
hard this
keep it
weekend.
moving today. So, and Joe's great, as you could tell. And the thing about Joe is that he has so much information that sometimes you think it's going to go over your head, but at the end of the day, he will sit with you and break it down. Yeah, bring him up. Bring him up. Huh? Why? What
Why?
happened? Are you
Okay.
setting up the loaves? Yeah, but you can bring him over and say hello. It's important that we put the word out. You see, I want to do seminars with Joe and bring in doctors to explain to them how me, the patient, wants to be able to talk to. Oh, you want to do the transition? All right. So let's do the transition because we have Gubba on the line.
This portion of today's show is brought to you by Gubba Rum. It's wicked smooth.
And look who it is. The man, the myth, the
Ah,
legend.
I
Where the
love
hell
it.
are
Where
you?
are you?
I am here at Gary's Liquors on VFW Parkway in West Roxbury, Massachusetts. West Roxbury is part of Boston, of course, one of the many neighborhoods of Boston. They have this is another great store. They have the most incredible selection of spirits, bourbon, scotch, rye whiskeys, rums, vodkas, gins, incredible selection of wine, and the prices are outstanding. They're again on VFW Parkway in Boston. This is a store not to be missed.
I got to tell you, you look fantastic.
You look amazing. What a great store.
This is a great store. If you want, I can give you a little bit of a tour in a minute. This is one of my favorite things they carry here. It's called Gubba Rum.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, Gubba Rum. It's an infusion. This bottle is infused with real coconut. And they have another product that's infused with real vanilla, made with certified organic ingredients, 35% alcohol, and it is, so they say, wicked smooth. I recommend it. You know, I look great in this shirt. I really like this.
You
This is
really
terrific.
do.
You really do.
Slick's telling us the
I
same
really-
thing.
This is a great angle for me, except for the shiny forehead thing. But I want to talk to Joe Krieger because I heard something about, and if you do this, your hair grows back. And Dawn, you gave a hell of an endorsement. I think
Look
it was
at all my
X-rated.
hair.
but I'm not
Do you
sure.
see all this hair I got?
I know. How do I get hair like that? I need hair like that.
I'm
You know, I
telling
need
you,
to
it's
be
the
one-
bioidenticals.
Well, I got to do that. I need to be one of the beautiful people as opposed to one of the bald people. I don't want to be a bald.
Listen, I'm
people. I
going to
want-
tell you something. Let me tell you something. You have me working very hard. I went to an event. I went to a reggae event over the weekend, and I gave them some Gubba. And my goodness gracious, they love your stuff. And then a little bit before you came on, did you see the segment
With
with
the
Darren
coffee?
from the coffee?
I apologize. I did not. I was driving over here.
Well, he's coming Wednesday, and I'm going to have him taste your Gubba because I want him to infuse your Gubba into his coffee.
It's a wonderful, wonderful idea. The vanilla rum is absolutely perfect for such a thing.
Oh.
I highly recommend it. It gets me going every morning at 8 a.m.
Not that we condone Jay drinking or anything on this show.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. And then I only travel by public transportation because, of course, I don't want to get pulled over. Drink responsibly at all times, which means don't spill. But Joe is my guy. Is Joe in Cambridge as we speak, or is he traveling around America?
No, he's in Cambridge, yes.
He's in Cambridge. It's right down there. He's not far from me. I should drive
You
over
should go
and say
visit
hi.
him. Take some
really should.
Gubba with you, and he's going to love you.
I will do that. In fact, what's funny is my granddaughter's preschool is is a couple blocks away from his office.
Wow.
And so next time I pick her up, I'll definitely make a point of stopping over there.
Steve, I really like having you do your segment in the liquor store. I think it is so perfect.
This is great. I love this background. I mean, we've got to that direction. We've got all of the rum in the world, and there's some really great stuff. And to my left is the bourbon and the scotch and everything else. And I have to tell you, I saw it over the weekend, and they also have it here. If folks in your audience like Bailey's Irish Cream, there is a new product from Ireland. It's a small batch craft spirit, and it essentially is the same type of product as Bailey's Irish Cream. I think it's called First Farms. It comes in a very wicked cool bottle, and I will send you a picture of it. You can put it up. It is so delicious.
Wow.
So delicious. Yeah, it's really great.
Maybe we can mix it with some of your Gubba for a Friday or for Mother's Day drink.
You know what? I have a bottle, and on Friday we can pour a glass with the vanilla rum. It will be magnificent.
Perfect.
I'm having a straw made for this bottle with Gubba written all over it. I think that's the only thing you actually. I've been having your Gubba all weekend. I got to tell you something. No hangover, no nothing.
All right, we got to flip over to the other side. Steve, you want to stay with us for a few minutes?
Sure, no problem.
All right, Steve Gubb, owner and president of Gubba Rum. You can find it in your local liquor stores in Boston, in Florida. We'll find out where he is on the other side of this commercial break. Yep.
The GubbaRum.com. So we're done for the first hour?
Yep. For all of you watching us on WCAP, thank you so much for joining us and listening live from Boston, and WWNN live from South Florida. We're going to flip over to our streaming hour at 12 o'clock. You can still join us there. If not, we will see you Wednesday, 11 a.m.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Well, that wraps up our brunch hour. But don't go away. Stay tuned for more laughs and cheers on Facebook or YouTube or any other social media platform at the Brooklyn Cafe TV. See you soon.
Sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can thicken every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all. Sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that gleams across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and we could fly away.
Brooklyn Cafe Show, live on the radio. Call us if you want to talk, conversation getting hot. Wave a wand, ring a bell, brewing up that coffee smell. Now it's time to meet your host, Don and Freddie do the most.
They do the most.
Do the most, do the most.
Do the most.
Do the most, do the most. Ooh. Yeah, I'm sipping on a coffee early in the morning.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Brooklyn Cafe TV show. Whether you enjoy watching in the mornings or afternoons, you can now watch with your favorite merchandise. Choose from the Brooklyn Cafe t-shirts, ranging from sizes small to 3XL. Colors available include black, dark heather, and navy. Feeling chilly? Just check out our latest hoodie with over 9 colors to choose from. Sip on some Brooklyn Cafe coffee with Dawn and Freddie in a matching mug as seen on set. Brooklyn hats and special seasonal items are always popping up and available upon request. To purchase, you can visit our online store at brooklyncafe.tv/shop. Happy shopping!
Cool, calm, collected. Needing a drink to end a long day, or maybe to start your vacation right? Gubba Rum is here to let you kick back and do just that. Inspired by a technique that dates back to the 1800s, these artisanal, organic, and naturally infused rums are made from pure cane and the finest fruits, spices, and herbs the world has to offer. Gubba Silver is infused with naturally shredded coconut, and Gubba Gold is infused with real vanilla bean. Simply shake and enjoy. Visit gubbarum.com to find the nearest location to buy or enjoy. All establishments have personally reviewed and enjoyed firsthand the wicked smoothness of Gubba Rum. 35% ABV and 70 proof. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Hi, I'm Dr. Hillary Taylor at drthc.net. I have my doctorate in clinical psychology and now practice as a certified life coach. At Dr. Taylor's Holistic Community, we will work together using a holistic approach to improve and maintain your wellness and take the first steps towards creating the life that you want, need, and deserve. Call me today at 1-833-552-4442 and remember drthc.net.
Planning for the future should not be painful and needs to be discussed. From health, family, finances, allow qualified professionals to aid in your planning. Luhu Advisors have been serving South Florida for over 30 years. A licensed real estate broker, insurance agent, assisted living administrator, and certified senior advisor, Paul Solomon is the most qualified and well-rounded advisor for any task. Specializing in real estate, long-term care, life insurance and annuities, Social Security, government benefits, and senior housing. Luhu Advisors. Let us help you.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S. It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995. Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
I want you to know.
And we're back.
I never thought I would be that person who could not figure out how to order on these apps.
I'm looking.
I never thought I would be that person that looks at a $15 service charge and says, that's ridiculous. But that's ridiculous.
But I'm looking at you. What? No. Again? No. No more. No, I'm not doing that. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
So I cannot believe I am that person frustrated by, I don't mind paying what we have to pay for lunch. I'm thrilled to do it, but $15 for taxes and fees? And then they don't just break down the fees? I feel like I'm an old person already going, really? That's crazy. Don't you think that's nuts?
Apparently it does not, it's not crazy. It's just ordering food. That's all.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the price of doing business.
I'm surprised you didn't know how to order it, so we had to give.
But I was trying to change it to pickup, and she's trying to find it also.
Well, I would just call them and say, I'm picking it up. I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah, we'll probably just have to call them, place an order.
That's what I would do. Anyway, Steve Gubner. That's right. And what is that, Steve?
There we are. This is the product I was just talking about. I made a mistake in the name. It's called Five Farms, and it is an Irish cream liqueur. It's a very funky bottle, if you can see it. Pretty good. Really great, fabulous mixer with our gold rum, our vanilla infusion. And we're going to call this the Gubba Rum Pick of the Week for a cocktail mixer. I don't know if it's Don. I cannot hear you. I'm sorry. Your sound is not.
I like that idea.
Oh, now I can hear you.
I had my mic off.
She turned
technology. I love technology.
I like that. Gubba Rum Pick of the Week.
This is definitely the pick of the week. Which way am I going? This way. There we go. It's like puppets. We could do hand puppets. It'd be great.
You put the Gubba Gold with this new Irish cream and some ice?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Now, which one goes first, the Gubba or the cream?
Doesn't matter.
The chicken or the egg.
It all
I don't know.
mixes in
It doesn't make any difference because you're going to shake it up anyway, or you're going to stir it up. So it makes no difference. And I would say something like, let's have a big Friday night. 2 ounces of Gubba Gold and 4 ounces of First Farm Irish cream liqueur, and you will sleep well Friday night.
Wow, that's a big drink.
If you have another agenda, I understand that you want to go easier than that.
That's a big drink.
It's only 4 ounces.
2 and 4 is 6.
I think you did 2 and 2. 2
No,
and 2 or
2
2
and
and 4?
No, 2 and 4. 2 and 4. So it's 6 ounce. It's a 6 ounce cocktail. But keep in mind that the alcohol over the 6 ounce, the alcohol is going to come down to about 35, less than probably about 25%. So it's not not a lot of alcohol in that cocktail.
You could also add some coffee to it. You could also add the chocolate liqueur to it.
Well, hold on. Does that cream have any liquor in it? Does the cream have any liquor?
Irish whiskey. Yes, it's a
Like an
triple
Irish
distilled Irish whiskey.
Okay. So that plus your Gubba and the sweetness, the sugar of the cream and Gubba, trust you me, 6 ounces is a lot of drink.
Well, I wouldn't drink it on an empty stomach, but it would be a delicious cocktail.
You wouldn't drink it on an empty stomach.
It may drink you.
That's
And
hilarious.
it seems to me that 2 years ago we did something like that, and we were all sitting in the chairs in your studio going like this.
Yeah,
I
that happens a
remember.
lot, is what I think.
When we first met him, how come we had so many little cups?
It's because Steve was making drinks, and we were sitting around Studio A like the week before the pandemic, and we were sampling all of the Gubba rum.
And
Right.
I remember when you came here and you were the guest bartender, and you went through 4 bottles of Gubba.
Yes, yeah, I went through a bit. Yes, we did.
Well,
Yes,
hopefully
we
we're
did.
going to see you soon. I like the whole idea of your pick of the week.
Yeah, the pick of the week is a good idea. This is a particularly good one. It's you have to come up with the right product. And when I saw that, I happened to see that in a store north of Boston Saturday afternoon at a tasting that I did. Today, as I said, we're at Gary's Liquors on VFW Parkway in Chestnut Hill, Mass, and they have the same product here. Again, it's a terrific selection here, and they're great people. They are one of my favorite stores.
Well, we are having a Mother's Day show here on Wednesday, so maybe we can try this drink. I don't think I have got that brand, but maybe we can find it.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll do a little research for you and see if I can find it down in Florida.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Nice show, Steve. Nice liquor store. Where are you located again, for those that are just tuning in?
Again, once again, we're at Gary's Liquors on VFW Parkway in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. This is one incredible store with selection, price, quality, and nice people. Super place to shop. A lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank
And
you,
to get
Steve.
Gubba, you go to gubbarum.com.
Gubbarum.com. It'll tell you all about where we are located. We'll talk about some things going on as far as expansion, and maybe we'll have good things to talk about.
Nice. And we're going to see if we can share the Gubba with Darren.
Yes, Darren will be here Wednesday. He's going to stop by, and I'm going to let him taste it, see what, and then maybe I call you. You and Darren can talk.
I'm always around.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve. Have a great Monday.
You too. Enjoy the rest of the show. Have fun.
Thank you. Gary's Liquor. I like him in the liquor store better than his son's room.
I got to tell you, we got to get Steve his own late night talk. Oh, you saw that the guy from Late Night is leaving the show?
I saw that, as a matter of fact.
So there's an opening.
You going to try it?
I don't know if I'm going to try it, but there's an opening.
I also saw that, unfortunately, Naomi Judd succumbed to mental illness, which is
You know, I wanted to ask
very
you
sad.
about that because I saw it this morning. What happened? Did she commit suicide? Nobody's talking about it.
It's Naomi Judd. It sounds like something along those lines, whether it was medication. They didn't say, but all they said
Nobody's
was she
saying.
succumbed to mental illness.
I mean,
The night before, right, 2 nights before, she was supposed to perform and receive this amazing award.
well, she was put into the Hall of Fame with her daughter. And then 2 days later, so I was trying to figure out what did she die of, and it just says,
She succumbed to mental illness,
which once again, it rears its ugly head.
which they say for anyone suffering, please reach out, make a call. Just like we talked with Dr. Hillary last week. Make that call. Get some help. Even if you think you're okay, just get some help, because no one should ever, and her family, and for those girls to be able to get up there 2 days later and accept this award and just honor their mom.
And I love the actress, Judd. I didn't know that was her mom until I saw all 3 of them together. And the actress, I love the way she acts. I love it. I've seen plenty of her movies. And they're on tour. You know, they're supposed to go on tour, the mother and the daughter.
And that's why it's just
She's
so
not going to
crazy.
stop the tour. They're going out. She says, I'm a singer. I'm going to go out and do what I do.
Wow. She's going to honor her mom's legacy.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy. A lot of stuff happened this weekend.
A lot of things happen this weekend, but that's always so sad. I didn't get to watch the awards. I don't know if Slick did or not.
Oh, no. I was too busy watching basketball.
You got to get you a mic.
Oh, they have the
He was watching basketball.
the NBA playoffs.
Well,
I think
the Heat
the
are
Heat,
playing home tonight.
they're playing against the 76ers. This is going to be a good challenge.
Tonight?
Whoever comes out of that block, the Heat or the 76ers, are going to go a long way.
How
I
many?
s-
It's what, the best of 7?
Yes, the best of
So
7.
they're home, then they go.
2 home, 2 away, and then they back and
Yeah.
You,
You like the Heat tonight?
Me, I always like the Heat. I like the Heat in Memphis right now.
Memphis over. I don't think they get out of their block from
Golden State?
Golden State.
No, but I feel like Memphis can take Golden State to Game 6.
Well, they already lost 1, no?
Yeah, they lost Game 1, yeah.
I think that's just too much. I think it's
No,
Golden
but
State's
you,
here.
I don't. I know it's Golden State's here, but like you have to admit it to Memphis. Memphis got out.
They're
of the
good.
They're rookies. They're like 2 year.
Well, that team is going to be a bomb squad.
They're
the next
rookies,
few
yeah.
years.
They're
But
good.
I got to tell you, you
The
saw the NFL draft on
No.
Thursday night?
No,
Thursday, Friday,
Did the
Saturday?
Dolphins get any pick?
I don't think so.
Why am I hearing nothing about it?
We have
Because
too
what
many good
happened was the Dolphins got a bomb squad.
Yeah,
Come
we
on,
got
they
too
got
many good
Hill.
players. We're too
They
good.
got weapons. So they had to trade people away, picks,
And
to
picks.
get these weapons. I mean, I can't blame them. I think
too
that the
good.
Dolphins have a very good team, and then they drafted one kid, which is going to be pretty
Tariq
good.
Hill. Yeah, the best.
Well,
receiver.
Hill is they got in the trade, but the Dolphins look solid. Did you see the kicker that the Buffalo Bills drafted?
No.
He's known as the kicker god. Kicker god, G-O-D. So I'm looking this thing up, and I go, and he was drafted 3rd kicker, punter. He's a punter. 3rd punter. He's very upset that he was number 3 because he's supposed to be the best. His longest punt was 83 yards.
How long is the field? Is it only like
100 yards.
That's what I thought. Wow, he kicked an entire football
83,
field?
yes. And they
That's what
call
he
him kicker god.
Where's he from?
No, he's from one of the colleges. LSU is one of the colleges.
He's got to be at school.
But I gotta tell you something.
Hopefully he doesn't miss that important kick though.
That's just usually what happens.
Yeah.
You gotta really blaze an egg. But you know, I watched the draft. They just did very, very well. They were very aggressive, and they did very well. And also the Lions did very well.
Yeah, because Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl.
How do you guys keep up with everything that's on TV between the draft and
I
baseball? You watch movies and you go to concerts all in 2 days?
Yeah, I
How do
can't
you
do
do
that.
all that?
On my phone, you could watch the draft. And then my son is bombing me with info. Because my son played football in college, so he's telling me the ins and
Is
outs.
he watching the draft while you're watching a movie?
No,
while you're booking
wait,
guests?
hold on a second. The Mets on Friday night pitched the Major League's first no-hitter. A no-no. Now, it wasn't a clean no-no. There were 5 or 6 pitchers involved, and the Phillies did not get a hit in 9 innings, which is an accomplishment. 159 pitches. How in the world do you throw a no-hitter throwing 159 pitches? You would think somewhere along the line they would get a hit. It was a good game. We won, and they had a no-hitter. So I watched that. I watched the NBA basketball games as well, a little bit of that.
I can't. Yeah, I can't. That's
And
a
the
lot of.
draft.
That's an overload. I know my brother updates me on what's going on.
I mean, I watched Encanto.
Oh,
You have to watch it. I'm telling you.
I saw on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, because I went to breakfast. I woke up early Saturday. I saw a movie called The Survivor. You seen it? I gotta tell you something. I have never seen such an impactful movie. Now,
It's streaming right now on HBO, I think.
you
isn't
gotta
it?
watch this. Now, you know
Is that where you
that.
saw it, streaming?
Yes. You saw that on Friday or Thursday, it was
Yom
Holocaust,
HaShoah Day,
which is?
Holocaust Remembrance Day.
So they're playing these movies. So I watched this movie on Saturday, and this is a Jewish boxer to set this thing up. And he was in Auschwitz. And the way he got to Auschwitz was like everything else, an A, B, C, it depends on what letter you fell, and C was death. And they sent him up there, the Germans, and the Germans used to do a thing where they used to have boxing matches between one guy and another guy until somebody fell out and was knocked out. And then they shot him. The loser gets shot, which I was shocked. I don't understand what that was all about, but who understands what the war is all about? So anyway, so this guy comes along, and this guy get hit, man. This Jewish boxer, and you gotta understand, he was all skinny, out of shape, and this German, put him up there, and he goes in there, And he was beating the crap out of every Jew, including friends that he knew. And they would kill the friends. So one day he ran away, and he ended up killing the German that made him do this. And he escaped. But my God, he had to live with this whole thing. And they gave him a woman in his whole tenure of doing this, one woman that told him it's okay, you're doing what you got to do to survive. And this woman, he owed her life, his life to. And he wanted to find her after the war was over. So he asked to fight against Margiano. What's the name of the boxer? Margiano? The big time heavyweight champion of the world.
Yes.
And he got the gig because he needed the publicity to find her. And Marciano, you know, he cleaned his clock in three rounds or 2 rounds. He lasted 2 or 3 rounds with Marciano until he was.
So this
boom.
was a real story.
It's a real story. And the woman, they find a woman in Chicago who's dying of ovarian cancer.
Rocky Marciano.
No, the people, the publicity worked, and she saw the newspaper, she called somebody, and they meet. I'm not going to tell you the rest of the movie. I got to tell you something. I cannot stop watching this movie. The pain and the way things are set. So a family member who is Jewish of ours, his father wrote a letter about what he went through in these concentration camps. Him, his brother, and his father. And I'm going to tell you something. He explains everything that went on. Now, he's now deceased. He's no longer with us. And between that and this movie, I just sat there and I said, I don't know how people that have the tact who have been in this, and I know the number is dwindling, I don't know how we can live in what we live in right now and not remember this thing to this 100th degree. Because I have never in my life experienced, and this was a movie I was watching. I couldn't take my eyes off it. And the pain and the anguish that this guy put together, I don't even know who the director was, but watch it. It's called The Survivor. It is an unbelievable movie. Unbelievable. But you got to bring a box of Kleenex because it is the most painful thing I've ever seen in my life.
To see what it takes to survive.
And he had to live with the guilt of it. And there's something called the Jewish prayer, the Kessler. Is that what it's called?
Prayer?
When you the prayer of death. What's it called? The Kessler?
The Kaddish.
The Kaddish. So one of the boxes asked for the Kaddish because he didn't want to die at the hands of the Germans. And I don't want to tell you the movie, but you got to see what happens. So the letter that the family member wrote explains the Kaddish, because I didn't know in the movie what the hell was going on. I just certain things I didn't know. But the letter that the family member wrote explained the prayer of death. The prayer of death, man, called the Kaddish. And you got to watch this movie. I wish that Putin would watch this movie because hurting people, you got to have a thick skin.
We've seen
to
Nancy
do that.
Pelosi's went over in a secret mission.
Yeah, and then she exposes it to the world. I really am.
But they let these people out that were hunkered down in
only
this.
100.
How many were there?
Hundreds of thousands or 10,000s or whatever. They're just trying to show good signs. Because all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys saw in the news, but all of a sudden they're firing into Russia now. The villages close to the border now are getting bombarded with bombs. And where are they coming from? And I'm going to leave it at that. Because I also saw 2 warships destroyed. And all of a sudden, Putin has a different problem. He says, I told you 2 weeks ago that when the game changes, it's going to change the battlefield. So now they're trying to blow up the railways and everything else, not to get those new arms going. But those arms can be flown from anywhere.
And Dr. Biden, she's going to be in this week. They say she's going to be in Slovakia, meeting with those that she needs to meet
Biden
with.
wants to go. I admire the man, but you
I don't know if he's
until-
going. She's going.
He wants to go. They told him no.
She's going. Dr. Joe Biden will be there, so they say.
The bottom line here is that this is a senseless war or ambush or whatever. This is just, there's no end game here. There is no end game for him, Putin, Russia, anybody. There's just no end game here because after this is over, God forbid, and we still have a planet, we're just going to deal with a madman. What are you going to say? Everything's forgiven? Well, he's a madman.
Another madman.
Another madman.
Maybe they're waiting for, like, I would say, next election news, or like
I don't
maybe this
understand.
stretches out into our next election.
He thought that he was going to end this war in 2 weeks. That's
He
what it
couldn't
was.
have really thought that, though.
Yeah.
You got to be super stupid to
I
think
feel
that.
like projectors put that on him, but like I don't think he really could have thought that. Nobody, especially with the pandemic, nobody would have thought it stretched it out 2 years. I think everybody wanted a year or not even, probably like 6 months of us actually doing the right thing, but it took 2 years and a lot of mental health cases to figure out, oh, there is still a surge, but we kind of handle it correctly now after the several waves.
But invading a country, for what reason? What are you going to do? He wants the port of Odessa. I've been to Odessa, believe it or not. That's where they used to do this stuff that we used to buy for fertilizer. But the port is the biggest in the world. Okay, I get it.
You've been to Ukraine?
No, I was to Odessa. I didn't even know it was in the Ukraine. I thought it was in Russia at the time.
How'd you get there?
I went through Spain. It was just...
So you was just traveling Europe? You probably were.
I travel here. I used to do international trade. That's another story.
International trade.
You're like the
You are
international
the
man
man.
of mystery? Wow, really?
Urea. It's called urea.
Hold on,
and
who
we
were
used
you?
to trade urea.
I have to ask you,
Who's
like,
we?
who were your
Me and a
clients?
company that I formed
Really?
with Carlos Mendez.
That's nice.
I went to Sweden.
wow.
I went to London. I went to a lot of places.
You're like the next James Bond.
Seriously.
The
You're dressing nice.
international
You're
man
dressing
of mystery.
nice.
You're like
I have
the
to say, you're
you're
dressing
like the
nice.
Dos Equis man.
I did it for 2 years. I made no money.
Okay.
2
But
years.
you were traveling.
A friend of mine, she came up to me and she says, 2 years, Freddie. And she took $1 bill and she brought it to me in a frame. And she said, here, I'm going to pay you now. Stop. And I stopped doing it. But I went to Odessa. I went to Barcelona.
Really?
I went to Madrid. I went to Portugal. I went to France.
You were single
I
or
went to-
married?
I was married at the time.
Did your wife go with you?
No, she was working. But I went to do, I didn't go to party. I went to do deals and we did some.
That's what it always
There's a-
seems
there's
like,
a
but you're going to
deal-
Madrid.
There's a deal that I did in the Caribbean. I had 100 companies and 12 nations that joined. I collected hundreds of millions of dollars, not in my pocket, but in the international trust.
Okay.
And that didn't happen either. It was all that money was there and I didn't do it.
But
either.
you were in
like
like
the
nice
international man of
exotic
mystery.
places. Yeah, you were in nice exotic places that a lot of people,
No, Odessa is not an
a
exotic
lot of
place.
people
And
like
Urea
myself
They say they've
are
got-
still putting money aside to go. So
The
like,
great music hall is supposed to be in Odessa, the big opera hall. Did you ever get to see that?
I didn't go there, no.
That's why they're trying to protect that
The only
as a
op-
cultural center.
The only opera halls that I went to, I went when I went to Greece. And Greece has operas outside in the country.
That's nice.
And they built it so that we used to stand in the middle, and if I yelled out something, you could hear it bounce off the stones still.
Wow.
And it was amazing. I went to the first place the Olympics
The
were held.
Parthenon?
Yeah, I was there.
The
I tell-
Acropolis?
I went on there. I was right across the street from the Acropolis. Do you know that Napoleon put explosives in the basement of the Acropolis, and that's why it blew off the roof?
Wow.
Did you know that?
I did not know that. More
But
fun
you are a
facts
man
with
of
Freddie.
mystery. Like, I'm putting money aside to go to these places or like take a world cruise. But you've been to Madrid, Belize, probably.
I don't think I went to Belize. I don't know, because I drank a lot in the day.
Maybe he did not even go there
You
in
had a fun
international
I
trade.
went.
You had a fun time, so you're like, yeah, I was there.
All right, let's take a commercial break.
Okay.
More to come on this Monday morning, afternoon. 888-994-4995. Free comic book day today, May 2nd. Stay tuned, give us a call, and we'll be right back.
Attention Florida residents. Is constant water damage from the elements putting holes in your pipes and your wallet? We cut the cost when disaster strikes. You deserve to have your house be a home again. At Triumph, we get you paid the most for your insurance claims. Broken pipes, water damage, and mold? Triumph Consulting covers it all. Call our offices now to qualify for a free house inspection at 954-669-4935 or visit www.wegetYouPaid.com.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art.
His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873. Do you need a strong cup of coffee to get you through your day? Try your very own Brooklyn Cafe Show coffee, the official coffee of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. You can pick up a bag from us, or two. Contact us at 866-224-5422, or just stop on by. We're at 2400 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard, Suite 13. Come on in, grab a bag of our signature Brooklyn Cafe coffee. The cafe doors are always open.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
Hi everyone, I'm Alana and I am standing in J&D Cakes over off of Federal Highway by Meisner Park in Boca Raton. And wow, does it smell delicious in here. Owned by Joel Basco and Daniela Borquez, they are the ones in the business as far as cakes. From weddings and birthdays, special events, holidays, novelty, and known for their sculpture cakes, you have to check them out. If they look familiar to you, you may have seen them as they were featured on Cake Hunters. They were the winner of Food Network's Cake Wars, as well as returners and finalists on their Champs episode.
Hi, I'm Joel and welcome to J&D Cakes of Boca Raton. We're right across Meisner Park and we're open from Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So come by if you can. If you want to order from us, please call us at 561-569-1860.
Providing music you will enjoy. JM Production performers will brighten up your stage. Condominiums and residential communities, nightclubs and restaurants that want to provide top quality singers and entertainers for their social events, banquets, celebrations, and their customers use JM Productions to ensure that they have an uplifting and beautiful event. Now, tune in for the show.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversation and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we're back. So the rest of your weekend was nice?
It was nice. I got to do stuff. I got to work on the Roku channel. I got to work on a few things. I spoke to Gio. The WNN website is finally up and going.
Nice.
And I got to talk to a few people. We have an announcement to make hopefully sometime at the end of the week or next week with Paul from Echo Trekker.
We're going to be working on that in a little bit.
So we have some stuff going on there. So, there's a lot of moving parts, as they say.
Very nice.
And how was your weekend?
My weekend was nice. I've been doing Lindsay Martinez's workouts. So I'm doing a lot of lunges. My knees are feeling a lot of lunges. So between them, I'm trying. Saturday night we went out for dinner, went to Papa's. Have you ever been to Papa's Seafood?
No, but I heard it's fantastic.
I know you like that other place for seafood. I think they probably have the freshest sushi, some of the best raw fish, raw bar in town. I guess it's in Pompano Beach. And now they have this call ahead. You can go to Yelp and put your name on a waiting list, because there's always a wait. But their food is spectacular. And my daughter's birthday is Thursday, so we got to spend some time with Chelsea.
Is Chelsea coming Wednesday?
Nope. Well, she tells me no.
Why don't we just make a phone call?
So she tells me no.
Take care of business.
So we got to do that. I ran some errands, and then yesterday, just trying to catch up on things on Sundays.
Now, you took me to a place here on Federal where it's a consignment store.
Yes, Legacy Consignment.
And all of a sudden, Legacy Consignment is putting a lot of stuff out. And this store is beautiful.
That might have been because I liked it as us.
Is that what it is?
That's possible.
So I've been sharing it out.
It's possible. When we moved in October, the mover suggested that some of our furniture was so big that we see if they could take any. They didn't, but he showed us about Legacy, and they've got some beautiful things. And they said since the pandemic, their level of furniture has just skyrocketed because people are really taking the time to redo their homes. They have some beautiful, beautiful furniture there, and they price it at a number, and the longer it sits, the more it comes down in price. So it's a great idea the way it works. I mean, everything from pillows to art to dining room tables, you name it.
To a beautiful New York City
Beautiful thing.
skyline
Yes,
that you brought in.
I picked that up on Saturday.
That was really, really nice. It makes me homesick now. And it's right under our logo. It's really nice.
The portal is there.
The portal, yes. You can see that in the cartoon as well.
So, and this afternoon, we get to do some videos for Eco Trail Trekker, which is a wellness platform we'll be working on with some great people. There's going to be one, I believe, in Broward County, January of 23. So that's actually, I thought that was far away, but it's not. It's pretty much around the corner.
There's a couple of build-ups to there as well, because it's going to be bringing in sponsors and people that want to be part of this mega deal. And it starts at the very beginning. Issue, they went to get your picture. They're getting a stretch right now. They'll be back in 2 minutes.
So we've got that coming up, and today we're going to be working with another foundation in our community about community resources and taking some B-roll to bring that into the set. So I'm excited about that because someone we haven't seen in a long time, and to just show what else is happening in our community. There are a lot of resources out there for people who are in need, and it's just bringing some more awareness to that.
And we also signed our first realtor.
On Fuego, actually, which is
Yes.
pretty nice.
Very nice. And she is the home of the one flat fee.
That I want to learn more about instead of a commission.
I don't even want to bring it up because she's on vacation. She'll be back next week. But there's a piece that we're putting together just to highlight what's going on there. But I want her to explain it further. One flat fee realtor.
Can you imagine doing that?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
It depends what the flat fee is. If the flat fee, it can't be, right? Because if you think about a multi-million-dollar home, most realtors get, what, 3 to 6%?
I think in a multi-million, you get 3%.
On that deal. Is it 3 from each side?
I'm not sure.
So a flat fee on something like that, you figure they're either losing money, because how could it be more than that? Or is it a transaction fee? I don't know. We're going to find out.
I don't know, but it was nice. Congratulations goes out to Lucky for bringing them together. There are some other realtors that we are going to spread around on the other sites as well so that we can sort of balance it out. Everybody has an idea of what they want to do in business, and we're trying to give people different platforms to do it as well. There's a new platform that Comcast gave me over the weekend, and I'm trying to understand it as well. But it's internet-based, OTT and what they call Reel. Did you know that OTT, they do shows for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 15 minutes, and they put commercials in there?
Remember when they first came to us, that's what they wanted in Europe, was the 5-minute clip?
And that they have that whole thing set up now, and then you have the 30-minute clips, and you put commercials in there. But you can get close to 30,000 impressions per month. 30,000 impressions on internet, Sling, ABC, NBC, CBS,
Pluto.
internet. Pluto, those are all
streaming apps.
Streaming apps. And you know, every TV from 2016 forward Every smart TV has these apps already built in.
How do you know what's on what?
How do you know what time?
You know, if you're going to watch Hulu, you're going to watch Pluto, you're going to watch...
You pick it.
But how do you know what's on it? Different content?
Every
Different
one
shows?
of these platforms has a news station. Every one of them. And these commercials are being played in the news stations. Even the OTT, like right now OTT is hot because they're talking about the war in the Ukraine. So they may have somebody from the British broadcasters and the BBC on there, and they're talking about tanks and stuff, and then they break the commercial, and your commercial will play on it.
Have you ever thought about the other side of the war? Here's something I heard this week, in which I hadn't thought about. People who are leaving Ukraine, I heard 40,000 people actually returned to the Ukraine over the weekend. But people are leaving Ukraine and they're going to neighboring countries, and the countries are giving them full refuge. They're giving them food, they're giving them housing, they're giving them jobs, they're giving them money. For those that were supposed to be in war-torn cities. Now, not every city in the Ukraine, apparently, I do not know, apparently it's a very, very large country, has been under siege. But everyone from the Ukraine can leave. No questions asked, you go into another country and they support you.
Right.
What I have been told, and this isn't all I've been told, is that there were people that were in bad straits before the war because people fell on hard times through a pandemic, and they left. Not because they were in a war-torn city. So there's a lot of controversy from these other countries saying, at what point do we check to see if you really have no home? Do we check to see if you really need these services? Or did you just choose to leave because you couldn't make it in Ukraine? It becomes an ethical conversation to have. Things that I never thought of. Other neighboring countries are saying, we have a lot of refugees coming in.
You see, the problem I have with this, whether you were having a bad time, whether you were having a good time.
It's a strange conversation, right?
Well, it isn't strange. If I'm not comfortable in the Ukraine, I'm Ukrainian, and I want to go to Poland, then I'm going to go to Poland. I mean, the bottom line here is, it doesn't matter what I was going through, it matters what I'm going through now. So I got nothing here, and if it was a bad time, it's probably a worse time now. I could go fight for my country and try to get through that. If I go to Poland and decide I'm not going to fight, I'm going to go to Poland, then you start over. The problem is that there is no justification for having to go through this in any sense.
Sure.
I remember when the Cubans came over on the flotilla, and there was Castro sent a lot of criminals over. You remember Scarface? And explain about that as well. And there were some people that shouldn't have been here because they were bad people. But what about all the good people? And you can't mix people good, bad, or indifferent. You can't say you were making it, you weren't making it. I mean, people are people. Shouldn't everybody have a shot? Now,
Yes.
if you were a murderer in the Ukraine, you go to Poland. You can't scream that you were a murderer. What are you going to do? There's no cop to tell you this happened, that happened. What are you going to do?
There's a lot of other variables that happen that, because we live in this United States, we don't hear about a lot of the things that are going on over there. There's a lot going on. People are leaving, families are leaving, people are coming back, losing jobs, job transactions between the Ukraine and U.S., people that have cross-country offices, some that have offices in Europe, offices here, what those transactions look like. There's a lot of things going on that we don't realize. We're not in that business world. We're not in the exporting, importing trade world.
Well, let me ask you a question. If the Ukraine sends children over because they don't want them affected or hurt, send them over without parents. What's the difference between that and South America when they sent up the kids with no parents?
Well, that is a huge controversy because some of the people from Ukraine are coming through Mexico. And they are giving open passage. We've given them open.
Why is it all of a sudden
That's
okay?
the question. Why is it okay for people from Ukraine to come through open passage, but people from Mexico
Now, I'm not saying that it's not okay. Don't get me wrong. I just want to know
why is there a difference?
The politics changes for convenience.
I agree.
So all of a sudden, you don't let my hint there from South America in, but you let everybody else in because it was a war-torn. I mean, is that what it takes? You have to go through a war-torn situation?
You know, and the news follows these people, and you see the families that are in Mexico trying to come in that are being detained, and the families from the Ukraine that are coming through and walk through the border and they are escorted through, and what that looks like and why is it different. I don't understand why there's a double standard on that at all.
He was just here. I don't know where he's at.
He
was
just
here.
he just
I
left.
think he took a phone call.
How'd they come out? Yeah, because we do now photo editing as well in the studio.
But yes, it's a good question to ask.
So that I'm not sure of.
That's where I'm not sure. But look
So-
at that.
Oh, very nice. Beautiful.
I did too. I don't know which one you wanted.
You did one of each.
Actually, I like that one better.
I like this one better too.
It's centered.
Very nice. Beautiful photos.
Nice job.
We are starting our summer program. Our interns are starting within the next week or so, coming from different schools. And I was texting the goat. She said, I'm starting summer camp soon. I said, I think we kind of are too. Our summer program is starting. New interns, a lot of our crew is graduating. Some of them are going away for the summer for other internships. New ones are coming in. So it's transition time for all of us, but I kind of feel like it's summer camp.
Well, the bottom line is you never stop learning. You go, you learn. I'm thinking of getting my master's at Lynn.
I was going to ask you if you ever were thinking of going to graduate school.
I am thinking that because I know that your daughter was thinking about that, and I'm thinking it might be an idea.
It's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, you have it. At the end of the day, you have that. For you, it's, I don't know, because you're at a point in your career where I don't think it changes your career status. But for others that are looking to grow and level where they are, you need that degree.
Well, look over your right shoulder. What do you see in that black frame?
Lord and Lady.
It's funny, I told my son over the weekend, I'm sorry, my name is Lord Frederick now. He said, what? I said, Lord Frederick. He says, that's not real, so I sent him a copy because I made a picture of it.
It's funny, we got an application for a new credit card, and I thought, we should get it just to say that.
Lord, but never use it. Never, wipe out the numbers. Never use it.
So it's different. So I was going to ask you, if you really believed in your heart of hearts you wanted to do something.
Yeah.
Like use Alana. She really believes in her heart of hearts. She wants to go forward with this competition.
Yeah.
You really want to get a higher education degree. Whatever it is in your heart you believe you want to do. And someone says to you, no, you really should not do that. It's not prestigious enough. That's not your image. Don't do it. Do you say, you know what, maybe that person's right, I shouldn't do it and have second thoughts?
No.
Or do you really dig deep and say, in my own convictions, I'm going to go forth with what I feel is right for me?
Well, let me ask you a question to answer your question. The person that says I shouldn't because whatever, can I ask that person, will they pay my mortgage? Will they pay my rent? Will they make my car payment? Because obviously, if you're going to talk about my future that is not prestigious enough, then you must have a vested interest. So I will take out my car payment, my mortgage, my bills, and say, here, pay these. When you pay those, then I'll listen to you.
Did you see the Ivy League schools where people who were legacy family members, money was no object, kids have degrees and statuses and all these cures and research, kids are not getting into the Ivy Leagues right now.
Why? Because that lady went to jail.
Because
in California.
During the pandemic, there were a lot of kids that said, I'm not going to spend this kind of money to go to school online. So they held their applications. And now they're reapplying. So now you've got a boatload of reapplicants. You've got Black Lives Matters. You've got new equity. You've got new accessibilities for everyone with difference. We had someone in there who works with different neurologicals. So those that have, all those haves, that it was a cakewalk for early admission, they're not getting in, and their parents are thinking, what are we going to do? So it's a whole upheaval since the pandemic on Ivy League schools.
Well, why aren't they getting in?
Because there's such a backlog now that maybe 4% are getting in.
What do you got? You want to say something?
Sure. She's
What do you
holding a
wanna say?
mic. What you got?
Are you going to get your master's?
My master's? No, it stops at my bachelor's with my degree.
Don't you think that maybe you should push forward for your master's?
Master's in what though?
I don't know. What's your bachelor's in?
Multimedia, film, video, new media.
So you got your master's in
There's
multimedia?
no master's for it. It stops at bachelor's.
Video production,
Or an MBA.
directing.
Oh my god. I guess. Yes.
There's no masters for video stuff? How
I
could
don't
that
think
be?
so.
I'm sure there is in communications. Ray is doing it in communication strategies.
Look up Lean University to see if they have a master's in that field. I'm going to go take it. You come with me.
She's at FAU.
I'm at FAU.
So
and
what?
I'm going to finish school at FAU.
Yeah. You want to go to FAU?
No, I'm stopping at bachelor's.
I'm going to ask you again why.
Why? Because
Money?
expensive to be at FAU.
If they tell you get a free ride, completely paid, would you do it?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to hold you to that.
So it's not the experience or the time, it's the finances.
Finances.
Did you hear the Republican Party is against Biden? They want to do away with federal loans.
That's what I have. I have
And
2 loans just
they-
to go to FAU.
Biden wants to do away with it, so you don't have to pay it back.
Well, now first they said 50,000, and then they're like, oh, maybe 10, and he's like, no, we got to do a little bit more than 10. 10,000 doesn't touch them.
No, he was thinking about squashing it all together and making the kids do community service.
That's fine. I'll do some community service.
But the problem is the Republican Party in the House said no, they should pay, blah, blah, bling, blah, blah, boom. So
It's like they want us to get this education, and we don't have those type of funds to get that type of education.
Yeah.
Elon Musk said it best. Elon Musk says, why is it that you can get a $250,000 loan to go to school, but you can't even get a $10,000 loan to start a business?
You can't.
Can't. And you know something? When I read that, I looked at that and I said, this man is right.
And then look what housing costs for all of you guys.
Oh my God, I spend, well, I pay $5,325 for my dorm now.
How much?
5,000.
Where you going with that?
That's for the semester.
That's for the semester.
Okay, how many months is that?
That's 3 months, 4 months a semester.
4 months, like January to May, right?
Yeah.
January through April.
So what is 5,000 divided by 4?
About 1,100.
Interesting.
It's
Very
housing is expensive. It's the housing that got
Well,
me.
there's always
more than that,
marriage.
1,400.
There's always marriage.
About 1,400 a month.
There's always marriage.
What does that include for that? Just housing?
Okay, so the housing I have, it includes, I have my own individual room, my own bathroom, and then I have a full kitchen and a living room.
You share a kitchen
I
and
share
living room
the kitchen
and a bathroom.
No, I don't share the bathroom. In this dorm, I do not share the
So
bathroom.
you have your own bathroom.
Own bathroom, own room.
All right, so let me ask you a question. If I put you in my house with your own bathroom, you're going to give me $1,100?
It's like 1,400 actually, right?
What are you going to give me? How much?
What'd you say?
If I give you a room with a bathroom, shared living room, 2 shared living rooms, a pool, a community, will I get $1,100?
You could do it. You could have a whole
to
B&B.
be honest, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a private room to rent because it's so expensive just to get like a single apartment by myself.
I'm going to tell you something. I could do 4.
Yeah.
Because I
People are
got 4
charging
bathrooms.
$850 just for a private room, just for the room.
Well, if you want a bathroom, it's got to be more. Cause
Yeah, it is. It's like 1,000.
So let me know.
You're out of
You
school.
got a big house?
You ain't in school.
When I'm in Del Rey for like the
No. This ain't a hangout. This is for education. And I
It's
could,
for education too.
I could turn one of the rooms into like a library because it's big enough, and the other one is
Well, how
to
big
eat
is your
and-
house?
Very.
It's big.
How many rooms?
4. And 4 bathrooms, and a garage, a pool.
That's what I'm saying. So when I'm in Del Rey, blur
Keep
at
walking.
Atlantic Avenue.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
It's very expensive. I was looking and looking. Some people were like $950, $800. There was this one that I was trying to do for a month stay. I had like an Airbnb. It was like 1,000, 1,200.
It has its own bathroom
It's
and
like
everything.
an own private apartment. So it's attached to the house, but it's an own private.
Oh, that's nice.
House. So, it
So
has
what
like a
happened with that one?
kitchen.
She moved in somewhere else.
No good. I'm talking about pool. I'm talking about community. So you can even play golf if you want on this one. It's a whole different animal.
Where do you live?
I show you someday. I gotta think about this. I gotta put my hands around this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do 4.
Wow. You cooking?
No.
Yeah, do you cook? Does it come with meals?
No, that'll cost you $2,000 a month.
You don't cook, but they have access to the kitchen then.
Yeah.
Make your own meals.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it has to be taken care of. You know, I don't want Nicole's couch where you go there and have these can't have keg parties.
Nah,
You have to go off-site
That's
for
what
that.
that's what she was like. No guests. I was like, well, I need help moving in. She was like, oh, I don't know. I was like,
No, you can have guests. That what they don't want is for you guys to ruin the house.
No guests.
no
You
guests.
can have guests.
No friends over?
No friends.
You gotta
no
have-
family.
you
I'm
gotta
like,
have.
can
That
I-
doesn't work then.
She was like, oh, it's gonna be an extra $50. I was like, what if they don't stay? No guests at all. I was like,
What happens is the kids in school rent out their room to 5 or 6 different people to cover the night. Been there, done that. So all of a sudden you walk in there, there's 100 people in this house when there should only be 4. And everybody paid $25, $30, $50 to spend the weekend, and it becomes a mess. That's one of the issues with being a landlord.
I told this lady I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't, but doesn't mean that somebody else would.
Maybe she has in the past. That's why she was
That's
so
what
like,
happens.
That's what happens. A bad apple ruins it for everybody.
True
I had
that.
a house in the Bronx right at university, and that happened to me. I rented out to 5 kids, and I walk in one day, there's 25 people in there. And I said, you guys got to go. This is not, and wait a minute, I gave him $50 for the weekend.
Did he give you $50 for the?
No, he was charging to pay his rent.
Wow.
And I ended up throwing everybody out.
All right, you ready to wrap this up?
Oh yeah, look at that.
All right, have a great day, everyone. Tune in. We got a lot going on. We will fill you in on it tomorrow. Fuego, some new shows, some new community outreach, some new videos. We also need a commercial for all of Stephanie's artwork.
Yeah, we haven't gotten around to that either.
So let's have Josh maybe work on that.
Okay.
All right. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to each other, and to WCAP. We will see you again on Monday, and WWNN on Wednesday.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.
In the cold and sleepless nights, I wait for you to bring me back to life. In my electric eyes, it doesn't mean that time can pick in every single breath. I want to unfreeze my heart and fly away. That's why I wanna save it. Your moons and craters. Open up my eyes, waterfalls of ice, sweeping me away like an avalanche. Helpless as I fall, the words can't say it all, sweeping me away like an avalanche, like an avalanche. I listen for a sound, waiting deep inside my maze of sweeping thrills and colors. Just a ray of light, bathing me in drops of ink that gleams across my body. Wish you could unfreeze my heart and